What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you represent. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so,
Willie D Live.
okay, don't know where that come from. But if you have not done so already on YouTube, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. I let a few hundred of y'all come in, then I'm going in. But in the meantime and in between time, I'm going to give some shouts out to the early birds to show my appreciation. M. Trenfield, what's up? The Big Sam, what's up? Chris Dickens, Chris Dickens. I see. I see. I'm real. Safi Ali, Ricky Robinson, Florida. Amar Al Harris. Amar Al Harris. Harris. Slanger Man. E.G. Chi Town. What's up, Brandon? Chi Town. We're in Chi Town today for the pop up tour, for the PMG pop up tour. If you're in Chi Town, let me see where the event is being held. Let's see, Chi Town. Where you at? Chi Town. It's right there. I'll tell y'all where it's being held. If y'all want something cool to do today, you can go to, where are we? Chi Town. Okay, Complex 2010 Studios is at 3301 West 47th Place, Chicago, Illinois. It's the PMG pop-up tour. PMG, that's the protective grills that go in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Uh, my goddaughter invented them. So uh, if you need those protective grills, you've been thinking about getting yourself some grills. You know, grills ain't just for street people anymore, man. The grills, everybody wearing grills. I seen a doctor wearing some grills a week ago, and I seen a cop wearing grills. So, uh, grills, grills have made a major move in the past few years. Uh, anyway, fam, more on Amar. What's up, Brandon? What's up, Brandon? 4504 NO in the building. Yvonne Marks, Harold Hale, Corey Street, Sean Harris. What's up? Lee Entertainment Channel, Fire Zone, ATX, Kentorius, Clayball, Wilfredo Molina, Dresky, St. Louis. What's up? What's up? All right, fam, going in. What's up, Louis Bronzefield? Going in. He put up a pic here of my subject. Soulja Boy been taking some L's legally lately, and he got another situation. He was just convicted of SN a woman in April, on April 11th to be exact. Now he's been arrested after police say they found a firearm during a traffic stop. Law enforcement sources say that Soulja Boy was a passenger in a vehicle that was pulled over around 2:30 a.m. Sunday in Los Angeles. During the stop, officers spotted a firearm in the car, and Soulja Boy was taken into custody and booked on suspicion of being a felon in possession of a firearm. It's currently unclear what prompted the traffic stop in the first place. Details about the firearm or whether anyone else was involved remain unclear as well. Soulja Boy posted videos on Instagram Saturday night from his birthday party at Los Angeles nightclub Poppy. Mm. See, here's the deal, fam. I do not believe that. I do not believe that this. I don't think it's reasonable to believe that people living in this country, no matter what their position is with the law, is going to be cool with not having a weapon on them at the very least to protect themselves. To me, that's not reasonable. You know, there's an old saying, rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. Now, I understand that it's it's a catch-22 situation, right? On one hand, you're a felon, you know you're not supposed to be having any weapons, especially a gun. And you know that if you get caught with that gun, you're likely going to go back to jail. And you'll probably have an enhanced sentence because now you're going into the courtroom and the judge say, look, I told you, I gave you the rules, and you told me that you would abide by them. That's why I gave you a bail in the first place. Or that's why I gave you a bond in the first place. Or that's why I didn't go so hard on you with the sentence. That's why, I gave you a second chance and you blew it. So here, take this time. So on one hand, you know you're not supposed to have a gun and you're going to jail. On the other hand, if you don't have a gun, to protect yourself, to give yourself a chance, you're probably going to meet your maker sooner than you wanted to meet your maker. Soulja Boy is a celebrity. I believe he got the money. He really should have armed guards around him. He should be paying people to do that, to carry those guns. But even with that, I always tell people, can't nobody guard my body better than me. So even if I had security around me, I just think that when it comes to protecting me, I think I'm going to do a much better job than a hired gun. Because at the end of the day, the hired gun wants to go home just like everybody else. Yeah, the hired gun wants to go home just like everybody else. And when those shots, see those most of those security dudes, most of the dudes that work security, most, I ain't saying all, most, and even security dudes know I'm telling the truth. Most guys who work security, even police officers, they Billy Badass as long as ain't no drama. As long as ain't nobody coming at them, they good. Man, the moment that he come, they ducking and hiding, they scared to come out, they gonna let the 18-year-old, they're gonna let a teenager kill everybody in the school before they try to engage. Because they trying to get back home. They Billy Badass as long as there ain't no real threat. As long as everybody respect the intimidation, respect the size, respect the gun, respect the intimidation, they cool, they tough. But the moment somebody match that energy or trump that energy, man, they ain't finna try to play no hero. They finna get ghost, and they gonna leave you to die. Both Biggie and Tupac had several members of their security team around them on the nights of their murder. Several. And there was two of the biggest celebrities on the planet. And they both got killed. And to this day, neither of their murders are solved. So I can understand, even though he put himself in that position to have his gun rights taken away from him, I can understand why he would have a gun. Because there are people out there that's going to look at him and think it's sweet. They're going to look at him and think he's food, and they're going to make a move. Somebody will make a move. And it ain't nothing like catching your enemy in the middle of a move. He thought he had the ups on you. And you put that thing on their head, and they start hitting them. They start getting hit. And I always like it when they fall down and they start like squealing like a pig. I like that. I ain't gonna lie, fam. I like it. I like it. I'm not talking about just anybody. I'm talking about the aggressors, the bullies, the ones who think it's sweet, the ones who sit back and watch other people work for theirs and then try to go take it. Try to go take it from after they work for theirs. Instead of getting up off their ass and going the grind, they sit back and let somebody else do the work, and then they try to come in and intercept their blessings. Nah, man, that's why I like it. Anytime I see a home burglary, if I see a home burglary and the owner got the ups on him and the owner shoot him, especially when the owner kill him. Oh, man, I feel like drinking champagne. Yeah. Because, look, fam, we've seen enough evidence to know that people are armed and people ain't playing, and people should leave folks alone. Stop trying to run up in people's house. Stop trying to take somebody's car. Get off your lazy ass and go work. Have some damn pride. Have some pride for your family. Can you imagine some kid? My dad is in jail for 30 years because he carjacked somebody. Your daddy was a carjacker? Your daddy was a weirdo. Yeah, my daddy, he ain't here. He got killed. How? That's so horrible. That's tragic. How? He broke in somebody's house. Your daddy lost his life breaking into somebody's house? I would not want that on my record as a man. My kids. My kids have to explain to people that I was so petty that I was breaking into houses. I'm kicking in doors. I don't know what's on the other side. I'm kicking in somebody's door and got downed. I had a buddy. He had never been in trouble before. He didn't have any kind of criminal record. But he started hanging out with an ex-buddy, one that I cut off when I realized he wasn't about nothing. When I realized he was this type of dude that tried to take advantage of people. When I realized he wasn't going anywhere with his life, I cut him off. Well, my little buddy, who was under us, he was probably about 2 years younger than us. 3 years younger than us. Well, he was so He was so impressed with my other homeboy because he was the cool dude. You know, he smoked, he drank. All he can do is mess with the girls. He clean, that type of thing. You know, clean clothes, all you know, you know. So he impressed by that, and he's a line stepper, and you know he a bad boy. So he loved that. He's like he's enamored by it, right? Well, he took him out on a crash mission. They're gonna go to rob the dope house. Keep in mind, he ain't never been in trouble before. Ain't never come from a two-parent household. Taught him the right way. Gave him everything he wanted. Gave him everything except some damn common sense. Went out there, robbed a dope house, trying to impress the other homie, and got shot in his back trying to run out the dope house. Got shot in the back, and didn't nobody go to jail. Soldier Boy, Soldier Boy is in a he got problems. He got some major problems right now. Soldier Boy got some major problems right now. Again, fam, with this gun charge, I feel some type of way about the gun charge, being a convicted felon myself. I feel some type of way about gun charges because I mean, what you gonna do if everybody if you can change your life, you turn your life around, you ain't out there doing all of that. But and now if you out here, you know, you working, you grinding, you accumulating wealth, somebody looking at you thinking it's sweet, and they may try to make a move. So what you supposed to do? Just lay down. I'm not. I'm not even just talking about getting robbed or something. I'm talking about see when somebody robbed you, you don't know if they're gonna go all the way. Especially if they kick in your door, if they come in your house, you don't know if they're gonna go all the way. If they try to carjack you, you don't know if they're gonna go all the way. You don't know if one of them fools gonna get an itchy finger and blast you. So you got to give yourself a fighting chance. I think if they're gonna take away your gun rights, I think if they're gonna take away your gun rights, they need to take away your. They need to take also absolve you of taxes. Since you're not going to restore my rights, if you're not going to, I'm talking about like once you, I guess his situation is a little different because he was on still on. I think I'm not sure if he was still on like parole or something, probation for his past crimes, but I know he had a recent crime that he was convicted of. Now, and hold on, let me double check that. Was that a civil case or let's see. Let's see. Soldier Boy. Let's see. Soldier Boy. So Soulja Boy ordered to pay $4 million, losing. Okay, so that wasn't a criminal case. That was a civil case. It was a civil case. Multiple sources report that a Los Angeles jury found rapper Soulja Boy liable for sexual battery and assault in April 2025. The verdict awarded the woman, who was identified as a former assistant and chose to remain anonymous. I don't agree with that. If you got the courage to come forward and point your finger at somebody and accuse them of something that egregious, you should show your face. Chose to remain anonymous. Over $4 million in damages. She had accused Soulja Boy of physically and sexually assaulting her over 2 years. Over 2 years, not 2 days, fam. Not 2 hours, 2 years. The jury did not find him liable for false imprisonment. I wonder why. Soulja Boy denied the allegations during the trial and plans to challenge the verdict. It is important to note that this was a civil case where the standard of proof is lower than in a criminal case. A criminal investigation was connected to the same conduct, but the district attorney office declined to file criminal charges. So the district attorney's office, which loves to lock up black men, they love to lock up anybody, but especially black men, found no probable cause to file criminal charges. But anyway, that's still problematic. In any event, if you're going to take away, if somebody commits a crime and you take away their rights, then I think you need to take away, if they're not going to be a whole citizen, once they get out, if they get out of prison, and let's say they got probation or parole, they complete their probation or parole, their full rights should be restored. Otherwise, you have taxation without representation, and that's tyranny. If they're not going to restore your rights fully, you should not pay taxes. That should be the law. And I don't think that a person should be able to be held to the same standards, the same societal standards, if you're not going to be made a complete citizen. If they're not going to restore your rights completely, and those rights should be restored automatically. You shouldn't have to go to a lawyer and pay money to get your rights restored. See, that's all part of the hustle. Well, you can get your rights restored, but you're going to have to go get a lawyer, and the lawyer, you're going to have to convince a judge to do it. A judge is going to have to sign off on it. Not cool. I'm not with that. Micah say, why stay for 2 years? Why stay for 2 years? She stayed for 2 years because she was getting something out of it. Whatever it is she was getting, that's why she stayed for 2 years. That's why she was his assistant for 2 years. You better believe he didn't have a gun on a gun to her head. He didn't hold a gun to her head. She stayed for 2 years because she was getting something out of it. And perhaps she thought she was going to get more. And when she didn't get more, she was like, you know what? He did touch my booty a couple of times. Let me try to get some money out of this thing. I did confront. See, a lot, and I'm not saying this is the case, but a lot of times they don't tell the whole story. Because sometimes it might be a situation where a chick is violent. She probably rush it, getting all up in his face, and he might push out the way, and then next thing you know, oh, he hit me. But she ain't telling her part of the story. Now they say it's not known. The reason is not known why the police pulled Soulja Boy over. I'm gonna take a wild guess. I'm about to take a wild guess on why the police pulled Soulja Boy over. Y'all ready? You know the answer, because he black. That's right, I said it, because he was black. Because he's black. That's why they pulled him over. Racially profiling him. That's why they pulled him over. Anytime the police pull somebody black over in this country, I'm automatically assuming it's racial profiling, because that's what they practice. They practice racial profiling. Remember all of those cops? Remember that time they had this special on? I can't remember what the nighttime show was, but it was a big special where they had all of these cops, different cops, black cops, Hispanic cops, Polish cops, Italian cops, Caucasian cops. It was a lot of them. I think it was probably 10 cops. And they were all sitting there telling their story of how they were mandated to shake down Black and Puerto Rican communities. They were mandated. They were told by their superiors to harass Black folks and how to escalate situations to make so that they can put extra charges on them. For example, what they would do is, let's say a guy walking down the street minding his own business, and this is one of the scenarios they gave. Let's say a guy is walking down the street minding his own business. He just got off of work. The guy's tired. He's just walking. He's on his way home. Poor guy just walking home, just got off work, minding his own business, and they run up on you with the stop and frisk. That's when they used to stop and frisk people for random reasons. They passed a law in New York where they could just stop you for any reason that they felt like. If they thought you were suspicious, they could stop you and search you. Well, obviously, it was that law was applied disproportionately because they would primarily target Black communities, Black and Puerto Rican communities, right? And poor communities. That's who they went after. That was all along, that was the target in the first place. This was under Rudy Giuliani's leadership, or lack thereof. So some poor guy's just walking, minding his own business, trying to get home from a long day's work. And they pull up on, hey, what you doing? Where you going? Man, I'm going home. Yeah? Where you work at? Oh, I work at such. Huh. Put your hands up. What, man? What you put your hands up? What's going on? We asked the question, you just shut up, shut your mouth. This is the type of stuff they do to you. They try to belittle you. They try to get under your skin, and they talking to grown men, they talking to grown women like this. Shut up. Talk when we tell you, we ask the question. We'll talk. Keep in mind, you ain't did nothing. You ain't did nothing. And they start patting you down and all this stuff. Now, any kind of movement you make, oh, they're going to follow, they're going to say assault. If you do like this here, and they, God forbid, they happen to take a step back because you moved some kind of way, they're going to file an assault charge on you. This is the type of stuff they would do. And then If they get physical with you and start beating you up and they scratch their fist, they're gonna file assault charges on you because they got a little nick on their fist from busting you in the teeth. Yeah, this is what they do. Oh, they're gonna scream out. That's right, Southern California. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. They're on default with that. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. While they beating the hell out of you. So now you're in jail. Keep in mind, you just a dude trying to get by. You're working paycheck to paycheck. Just trying to get by. Now you got lawyer fees that you can't afford. Now you got a bail that you can't afford. You can't even afford $1,000 bail because you ain't got no extra money in the bank. You got to pay for a lawyer. A lot of cases you can't afford one, so they present one for you who worked for them. You just want to get back to work, man. You just want to get back home as fast as you can before you get fired. So what happens? Even though you know you're innocent, you sit up there and sign off on the papers and sign for some probation just so you can get out and get back to your family and get back to work. You got a case that they put on you. They just gave you a case. This is what these uncivilized must do all over America. All of them practice it. All of them. They practice that. So that's what we're up against. They beating you. They beat you down. Why they beating you down? One of them fools have a heart attack. They're going to try to charge you with murder. Yeah. Anyway, fam, that's my time. I hope Soulja Boy can find his way out of this and get back right. I kind of like the little youngster because he wild. He wild, but he kind of controlled wild. But most of the time when he get at people, he getting at people that try to get at him. So I hope he can get his stuff together, man. It's way too much going on out there to bring anything down on yourself. That's my time, fam. I appreciate y'all joining the live. A few more shout outs before I go. John Harden, James Green, Cardell Bell, United Unified. That sounds good. Darren Baxter, Othello Campbell. There go China. What's up, China Carter? CC in the building. Eric Copeland, Nettie, Watchman. Patricia Arnold, Aki Bell, Aki or Aki Bell, Malcolm X. That's a good one to stop on, Malcolm X. Till next time, fam. Enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. No more talk.